Hey Curlfriends, and welcome to VLOGMAS Day 15. Now, a very special curlfriend actually wanted to know about some tips for men. I want to take this moment to number 1, shout out my cousin Leave It to Leva, and number 2, give an extra special shout out for her birthday, which just passed, I think it was yesterday. Big ups to Leave It to Leva. Let's just jump on into these 5 tips for our curlfriend men. Tip number 1, if you are noticing that you've got a lot of dandruff, you're noticing that, when you put on a black shirt, your shirt is just like a bunch of like snowflakes and stuff like that, chances are likely that you're suffering from either dry scalp or dandruff. Likely dandruff. First, start off by just washing your hair regularly and cleansing it properly. If you've got short hair, you can get away with cleansing your hair 2 to 3 times per week, as long as you follow up with some type of a moisturizing regimen as well to make sure that your curls are not, drying out, crisping off, just not looking right, all of that good stuff. Or I guess it's not really good stuff, but you know what I'm saying. And if you've got longer hair, so if you've got locks, you've got braids, you've got twists, you're just growing your hair out in general, then you probably want to wash your hair 1 time per week. There is a difference between washing your hair more or less frequently based on the length of your hair. So if your hair is shorter, you're going to be able to get away with washing your hair 2 to 3 times per week, which is a lot more frequently than if your hair was longer, because there's less likelihood for your hair to dry out, curls just not looking on point. If your hair is longer, then in that particular scenario, you probably want to be washing your hair just a little bit less frequently than if your hair was a lot shorter. Tip number 2. This tip is going to go hand in hand with the first tip. You want to find a curl spray or some type of a moisturizer that's really going to keep your curls as juicy and beautiful as possible. I've actually got a really great partnership going on with Beauty Club Outlet. If you check the description box down below, there are tons of curl sprays there. One that I would truly recommend is the Pomegranate and Honey line from Mayel. I would also recommend any of the curl sprays from Up North Naturals, which is a Canadian brand right here in Toronto. Tip number 3. A lot of the men that I talk to have like this concern about a receding hairline. They're concerned that, they go to the barber, they get the line up, and then their hairline starts to move from here, and then it goes backwards, more and more each time. This is really problematic. This is something that I would call mechanical damage. It's mechanical damage because essentially what's happening is your barber is like slowly pushing your hair back, which is causing your hairline to recede. Now, it's not a recession due to like nature, like grow hair, we lose hair, that's just a part of life. No, in this particular scenario, you are actually losing hair because your barber might be causing that issue. So if you think that this is something that might be impacting you, the thing that I would say to do is to go on ahead, let your barber know that you feel like your hairline is, going back a little bit further than you'd want it to go, and then proceed to use a low fade as opposed to, some of the more extravagant looks with longer hair, just until the hairline comes back. Now, in the process of trying to bring your hairline back, I would certainly suggest using something like a hair growth oil, and as well as a massage, some type of a massage or a vibrator or something on the scalp to really get the scalp blood flow moving in that direction. Some growth oils that I can recommend that Beauty Club Outlet again is able to provide a really fantastic oil from Camille Rose called the Cocoa and Nibs honey, which is, it's like a serum type of oil, and literally you would just take a little bit of the oil, apply it to your edges, lightly massage it on in. This is going to definitely increase blood flow. That increase of blood flow is then going to lead to a greater regeneration of cells, and then hopefully you will start to see a little bit more hair growth from that. Tip number 4, you're gonna want to avoid wearing really tight do-rags, really tight hats, like anything that's really going to constrict the blood flow of your hair. With us ladies, when we tend to experience, mechanical damage at the front of the hairline, it's usually because of tight wigs, tight weaves, anything of that nature is really just causing these issues. However, for men, I noticed that it's really do-rag. So when you put the do-rag on and you tie it to the back, that part where the strings are is really constricting that blood flow. And if you keep doing it in the same spot over and over again, eventually you're actually just going to lose hair in that area, which is exactly what we don't want. The same thing happens for hats. So wherever the brim of the hat is, wherever the edges of the hat is, that's actually causing a lot of manipulation, a lot of stress on the exact same spot of your hair over and over again. To avoid that, I would certainly recommend going on in with different styling techniques. So sometimes maybe wear a different hat, wear a softer hat, don't wear a hat at all. Maybe tie your do-rag in a different way, and give yourself as many opportunities as possible to let your fro breathe. So whether your hair is long as a guy or your hair is short, you really want to be able to just let your fro breathe, because the more your scalp is able to breathe is the more the blood flow is able to move properly the way it's meant to move, and that is all going to lead to more length retention, more health, and just overall a happier scalp. Tip number 5, if you are currently battling dry scalp, one thing that you can do to really get your scalp under control, if you're really serious about it, is 2 things actually. So it's kind of like a bonus in here. The first thing is that you're gonna want to get on some type of a regimen that includes moisturizing and sealing your hair. So there are different ways to do this. You can certainly moisturize and seal your hair by using what we call the lock method. That's a leave-in, oil, and cream. Or you can kind of switch things up and try it the other way around as an LCO method, which means a leave-in, a cream, and an oil. If any of this is too much and you're kind of like, what is Lavinia talking about? Then definitely let me know down in the comment box below, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have. You're gonna wanna also go ahead and consider deep conditioning. So again, I'm not quite sure how serious you are about your natural hair. This tip is more for like free-flowing curls and free-flowing kinks and coils as opposed to like locks. You know, you're really gonna want to get into like a deep conditioning treatment type of a gig. So a lot of the times people aren't necessarily overly comfortable with, you know, moisturizing and deep conditioning their strands as men, but this is something that really does help with dry scalp. I can tell you from personal experience, when I wasn't moisturizing my hair was like super dry. I had dry scalp. I had the exact same issues that some of our male curl friends are kind of coming to the table and talking about. If that's you, it's really going to help you to start implementing either a weekly deep conditioning treatment or even a monthly deep conditioning treatment. So curl friends, I really hope that this information has been helpful for you. If you are on the hunt for a really great moisturizing product or regimen, then definitely go ahead and join our subby giveaway. It's a 1K subby giveaway for a fantastically moisturizing line from Curl Origin called Honey and Hibiscus. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because all the details are in that link right there. So definitely check that out. Thank you so much for watching today's Vlogmas episode. I really do appreciate and love each and every one of you. Hopefully you'll be able to join me tonight actually for Vlogmas Day 16, where we are going to be talking about the top 5 Christmas movies to binge watch. Now, I'm having so much fun with this particular week of Vlogmas because all of these videos have been requested by you. Yes, you guys requested these videos. You guys are the ones choosing exactly where we're going with Vlogmas here on out, pretty much. So if there's anything you'd like to see, definitely let me know in the comment box down below, and I'll be sure to put that video together for you. That's it. That's all. See you guys tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Vlogmas Chat Wednesday. See you soon.